WEFUNK. We funk.
But opening day of the Major League Baseball season coming up this week, so very, very excited for that. You're a Yankees fan, right, Rich?
Yes, I am.
Rich is a Yankees fan. I'm a Mets fan. We'll get to that in a minute. But I guess just talking about the opening day capacities and corona protocols, they are ready to go for 20% capacity for fans for opening day for both stadiums. So, and honestly, there's been a lot of concern that tickets were going to be crazy expensive on StubHub and all that. But so far, honestly, for Mets games at least, like after opening day, secondary market tickets really aren't that bad as of now, anyway. So that's major good news. But there is some coronavirus protocol in addition to the 20%. You are going to have to prove either vaccination or a negative coronavirus test within 72 hours prior to going to the game. Okay, so everybody in the stadium is going to be vaxxed up or have a negative test within 72 hours, as well as you're going to have to wear masks. The seats are going to be scattered throughout the stadium, so it's going to be roughly 8,500 at Citi Field. I think roughly 10,000 at Yankee Stadium, all scattered throughout. There's going to be no cash accepted at the stadium, which is already something they're trying to outsource in the world. So this will officially do away with cash in society. But
what about booze? Any booze?
I mean, I think all of that stuff is allowed. You know what I mean? I know that for other, if you go to the movies right now in New York City, or at least at the IFC Center, but they do not have concessions. They're not selling popcorn. I know at concerts and stuff over the summer, they were not selling concessions. I tried to I tried to find out specifically if you were going to be able to buy concessions, and I'm pretty sure you are, just not with cash. And there's going to be
I was at a movie theater Sunday, and I had a beer.
Did you smuggle it in, or?
No. I bought an $8 glass of beer.
Oh, that's right. They have the beers at the movies now. I was going to say, where did you go to the movies? Fucking Holland?
In Jersey.
But, okay.
I got to go in Jersey, but I went to go see a live show with a movie. It was a comic friend of mine is starting a kids show. So it was like a morning, Mr. Rogers type.
Okay, I see. In the movie theater, and then they showed a movie.
But he also was there doing live stuff, and there were kids all over the place, but they still had booze. So I was like, great, let me get drunk in front of these kids.
Yeah. I mean, the parents need to take the edge off, and you're there to drink 16 of them for.
Well, at that price, I only had a couple. I was like, all right.
Yeah, for sure. But I forgot in general that's something that because they've started in more and more of the AMCs and whatnot, but just in general, they've started a lot more of the bars in movie theaters where there's full on you can get fucking cocktails and whiskey shots right next to the popcorn stand, and then go on to your movie.
I used to smuggle my own beer in all the time.
For sure. I went through probably I was literally probably 28 until I saw a movie without a beer. From when I turned 18, of course, you know what I mean? But 100%.
I would wear a jacket with big pockets. I would just smuggle beer in, and you could smell it when you're in there because people smell that shit. It's you're cracking.
Well, and then there's also the several times where you kick the bottles over, then you hear that long roll on the movie as it's just rolling on the movie theater floor for everybody to hear.
Be an alcoholic, isn't it?
Yeah, it rules. But there will be, and honestly, they wouldn't. What's the point of even fucking opening up the gates to Citi Field if they can't sell beers there? But so we'll see. So we expect booze there, but all in all, so safety precautions. But all in all, really, really just happy to get the baseball season back in action.
Yeah.
Last year when they kind of started, when they started playing, I was not really into it. They started playing last July, a couple months after coronavirus. It seemed like it wasn't the best decision with the safety. Just for me, it wasn't a fun season last year, or I just didn't get into it as much as I normally would have. This year, I'm excited for the season. But how about you? So you're a Yanks fan. Did you grow up going to Yankee Stadium as a kid, or? I
did, but we used to also go to Shea. My grandfather was a big baseball fan, but he never drove in his life, so he used to take me by bus. He loved going to the old-timers games, and I remember when Yankee Stadium first opened again after it was redone. I still have the bumper stickers. They had an old-timers day. Mrs. Babe Ruth was there. we used to go to a bunch of
Nice.
games every
Yeah,
year.
the Old Timers Day is a Yankee Stadium classic tradition. That's like a really, really, definitive moment of Yankee, fan culture. The Old Timers Days at the stadium and all. So that's
That was cool. We go when I was a kid. The Parks Department would take us. They'd fill buses full of us. I mean, we'd go to Bat Day. I'd go with my family, but not my father, my grandfather. But we'd go to a couple of games every year. He loved baseball. He told me stories about seeing Babe Ruth play when he was a kid.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, my grandfather was born in 1903, so he had some great. I always
Nice.
loved baseball. We'd sit there and watch it, listen to it on the radio. I mean, he wasn't a drinker. Nothing, but he loved baseball.
Yeah. No, man, and honestly, man, definitely that's a huge part of why people love baseball, and that is how people get into baseball. It's really so much connected through the history, and of course some of it is passed down through generations with father to son or grandfather to son and all that kind of stuff, and so much of it is tied in with the history and all. And honestly, just like, when I was growing up going to games in the 90s, if, your grandfather was taking you to a game, you're right, he was around like in the fucking 1930s to see Lou Gehrig. You know what I mean? And it's just like nowadays, we're in 2020. That's literally 100 years ago. But it really, there is still connections to people that are at the stadium that were there to see Joe DiMaggio in 1956 and all that kind of stuff. And there's still, I guess now that would be 65, 70 years ago. So you might be pushing it, but when I was growing up anyway, back in my day, people could have talked about seeing Lou Gehrig. Now,
my grandfather actually went to they used to play at the Polo Grounds. You know what I mean?
Okay, nice. Yeah.
I don't even know, way before stadiums and stuff. But
I think that was up in Harlem. I think that's kind of like on the west side off the FDR in Harlem, the Polo Grounds. Or
guys, people who saw the Brooklyn Dodgers play live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I used to collect the baseball cards, get autographs, and all that shit.
Okay, yeah, nice.
I was into it. Back when you didn't realize they were going to be worth money, my cousin used to know. It'd be hard to see the players in regular clothes and be able to recognize a lot of them. Some of them, of course, you would, but he would know where the buses were going to be parked. My cousin, he was a little older than me. He would take the cards. He'd show me who was who. Go get the sign. He made a business out of his. He had his own business, but it was cool. It was not like a baseball game.
Yeah, for sure.
I took my son to. A matter of fact, I brought my son to a bunch of games, and it's cool. I did a commercial for MajorLeagueBaseball.com, MLB.com, and it was shown in every stadium except Yankee Stadium because Yankee Stadium was the Yes Network at one time.
Oh, bummer.
Finally, they started playing it in Yankee Stadium. I brought my kid to the game and my buddies. We saw the commercial on the giant jumbo screen.
Oh,
awesome,
that's epic.
Man. My big fat face. And then my son got a baseball thrown to him from one of the pitching coaches, and he missed it. And everybody in the stadium was like, "Ah!" And at the end of the game, they threw him another one, and he caught it. So it was a great day.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure when they throw a ball to you, or God forbid a ball gets hit, like a pop-up gets hit towards you. I want nothing to do with it, to be honest. I'm fucking running away. Not even about, getting scared. I just don't want to be the asshole that drops it in front of the stadium and gets booed. Like, what are the chances that I'm going to catch a barehanded pop-up in a stadium? You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do it with the fucking glove when I practiced, I
got a beer in each hand. I can't be involved in this.
Yeah, seriously. I got between my hot dog, beer, and knish, this is already a juggling act that I can't fucking afford a baseball.
I'm already injured and shit.
Now, how about as a Yanks fan, did you ever attend any of the World Series parades of the 90s?
No.
Okay,
no.
same. You're not you're not like a crazy, impassioned, like fucking diehard fan either.
I'm a St. Patrick's parade guy.
Yeah, seriously. No, yeah, definitely. You're in it for the a couple of beers and a hot dog at the game, enjoy the sun, have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the same way. I was a lot more into it, passionate about the wins and losses when I was younger. I'm still a huge Mets fan, but honestly, ever since the Giants won that Super Bowl in 2007, beating, the undefeated Patriots and all, ever since I saw one of my teams win the Super Bowl or the championship, my sports like passion has gone way down. You know what I mean? Like I'm still super into it. I love the teams. I watch all the games. However, I just don't seem to like live and die with them as much as when I finally got to celebrate my Super Bowl. I feel like I'm still like coming down from my Super Bowl high of fucking 15 years ago. You know?
Yeah, I'm more of as I got older, because I used to play baseball from when I was a little kid in Pee Wee League. I played baseball every year till I got into after eighth grade. I stopped. Once I started playing football, I never played baseball again. That's when I started becoming a real football fan. I used to go to Jet games. I actually had season tickets at one point,
nice.
But we had a saying at my house: are you going to get drunk or jet drunk?
Jets game drunk.
Kinda,
yeah, there's definitely a Jets game drunk. I mean, I'm a Giants fan, but I've definitely been to several Giants games. Honestly, it was probably a 50-50 chance if I went to a Giants game, when I woke up the next morning, if I was gonna have any idea who won the game before. Like I had to go to literally would have to drive to the store, pick up the paper to see who won the game that I was at the day before, because
I was
like a regular.
50-yard line. I was at the 50-yard line. My buddy, his brother gave us tickets. 50-yard line. I lit a cigarette, and I'm smoking it, and they made me put it out. So I put it out. I put it in my pocket because I had a pocket on my shirt. I pass out. I'm out cold. I black out. The cigarette's still burning in my pocket. On my chest. Somebody comes up and fucking puts the fucking cigarette out. My buddy was so pissed. I woke up after the game. It was Jets-Giants game. 50. I go, hey, who won?
You know how drunk you have to be to pass out in the middle of a fucking 80,000 crowd Jets-Giants game?
And the cigarette's still burning in my pocket.
Yeah, I guess. Or how drunk you need to be to have a fucking pass out with a fucking lit cigarette in your pocket.
He was so pissed, my buddy. He's like, you fuck, I could have brought somebody that... You passed out. I was like, I drank. What do you want me to do?
I know.
You know?
I woke up hungover on 3 hours sleep and then started drinking fucking at 4 hours before the game. So, what exactly did you?
Yeah.
I'm only human here.
But this is why I don't bring my wife to these fucking games. You know what I mean? Like, anytime you bring a chick, of course she's gonna want to wear the fucking team's jersey that they're playing. You know what I mean? Like, she'll want to wear a Miami jersey or something. It's like, I have a hard time not getting beat up myself.
I know.
You know, now I'm going to bring you. Like, get out of here. You're out of your mind. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. The especially with the Jets fans, with the infamous "show your tits" chants that the Jets fans are known for.
Can I have a Cosmo? We're at a fucking Jets game. Shut up and have a beer, like a Cosmo. You know, come on.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? We're at the AMC movie theater getting a Cosmo? What the fuck?
Yeah. We're in a tent behind a stripper bar.
But you, I guess, are me and you are both, I guess, the kind of the rare crossover combos. And I feel like Jersey, I always tell people that Jersey is much more of a wild card in terms of your sports allegiances. Like, there is a lot more Mets, Giants fans, Yankees, Jets fans. I find that if that's your combo, you're probably from Jersey. But me and you have the flipped from the tradition because it's usually, of course, Mets and Jets, Yankees and Giants. I'm a Mets, Giants. You're a Yankees, Jets, which is an interesting combo because the Yankees love to be winners, the Jets love to be losers, and
I can't be a Mets Jets fan. I would have to hang myself. I mean, I have a friend that he's a Mets fan, a Jets fan, and he's Jewish. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You people love to suffer. Like, fucking jump on.
You're just trying. You're just going out of your way at this point. You're But I guess all in all, though, should be a fun year for the Mets and Yankees, as they're both, supposed to be pretty good. Both teams, predicted to win over 90 games. Yankees are actually, odds-on favorite to win the American League. Mets are odds-on favorite to win their division. So we could be seeing another Subway Series 20 years later. Another Subway Series.
Big F! WEFUNK. We funk.